And now we see Mayor Eric Adams continuing to unravel as he tries to stop the loss of black support, black votes. So he tried the holy roller routine. Then he decided, let me pick on the predominantly white press corps again at Room 9 in City Hall. I can intimidate them. I can bully them. All I got to do is use my complexion as my protection. So he had a major press conference that was right after he was doing God Talk. It came out that apparently he had conversations with God on 4 separate occasions, the first being 30 years ago when God woke him up in a cold sweat in 1992. This is Rudy running against Dinkins the second time. Thank God Rudy won and saved our city. And that God told him 30 years ago that he would become mayor on January 1st, 2022. Now, anyone else you'd say is crazy. He's out of his mind. He's schizophrenic, right? That's one of the levels of schizophrenia. But he figured he could do that amongst holy rollers because holy rollers like that kind of stuff. Now, to the hardcore blacks, back to his roots of bugging out. To Black Lives Matter, right? Remember, he wore that shirt every day with Bill de Blasio. He was painting Black Lives Matter in the streets of New York City, where at night Black Lives Matter was looting and shooting and rioting, right? I know. I was out there at night. He was out there during the day with de Blasio painting Black Lives Matter on every conceivable street with the DOT. And then he dropped the Kunta Kinte line.
People can say what they want. There are those in society that still long to see me stop saying Kunta Kinte, and they want me to say Toby. And it's uncomfortable for them. So you can whip me as much as you want, but when you take off my shirt, you see the scars are already there. I've gotten beaten enough that I can't be beaten again. I came into government saying Kunta Kinte. I'm leaving government saying Kunta Kinte. And if you don't know who he is, go see Roots.
And then as the self-proclaimed first hip-hop mayor of New York City, he dropped the mic like MCs would in a rap battle. He never called himself Kunta Kinte. Never. Never, ever, ever. He's making this crap all up because now he's trying to get back to the Black Lives Matter roots, which, as you know, has become nothing more than bought large mansions or big large mansions. It's a real estate agency now, Fortune 500 real estate agency. You want to show, I'm going to take care of these white reporters. How dare you ask about my God talk? Well, you're acting crazy. You know, Bill de Blasio was lazy for 8 years, and Eric Adams, approaching 2 years in office, is crazy. And then up in Washington Heights the other night, he stared out into an audience. An elderly white woman, 84 years, stood up and challenged him at a town hall meeting. He basically called her a plantation owner, a.k.a. slave owner.
Why are we having these horrible rent increases last year and this year?
Okay, first, if you're going to ask a question, don't point at me and don't be disrespectful to me. I'm the mayor of this city, and treat me with the respect I deserve to be treated. I'm speaking to you as an adult. Don't stand in front like you treated someone that's on the plantation that you own. Give me the respect I deserve and engage in a conversation up here in Washington Heights. Treat me with the same level of respect I treat you. So don't be pointing at me. Don't be disrespectful to me. Speak with me as an adult because I'm a grown man. I walked into this room as a grown man, and I'm going to walk out of this room as a grown man. I answered your question.
Wow. Man, this guy hates white people. I told you. It turns out that this white person, Jeannie Dubnow, 84, happens to be Jewish. As a young child, was whisked away by her family during the Holocaust so she wouldn't be put in an internment camp and possibly executed by the Nazis along with her family, and thank God escaped. And lives on the Upper West Side. And I said to Rabbi Joe Potasnik, who was here this morning, I said, Rabbi Joe, you were just appointed to what you all call the big Jewish mockers, the first ever Jewish advisory board for the mayor of the city of New York, first ever. And I thought for sure, you would approach the mayor, his advisors, and say, you got to apologize. You got to apologize to this woman. You can't let this go. Jeannie Dubnow, it just looks wrong in so many ways. She's an elderly white woman. She's been active in the Upper West Side. She happens to be Jewish. Her family escaped the Holocaust. Mr. Mayor, you have to apologize. And I told Rabbi Joe Potasnik, if he doesn't apologize, then symbolically you should resign from his so-called first ever Jewish advisory board put together by any mayor. We'll see what Rabbi Joe does. Please be listening at 7 o'clock to 8 Sunday morning before John Katsimatidis interviews his newsbreakers. Please, I want to see if the Rev and the Rabbi even handle this. I doubt it. But then we heard from Jeannie Dubnow herself. In fact, 77 WABC's Helena Powell spoke to Jeannie Dubnow, the woman mayor Adams snapped at during that town hall meeting in Washington Heights Wednesday evening. And I'm just going to play a little snippet here of what she said at the end about Eric Adams.
We need a different mayor. We need to get rid of this guy.
We need a different mayor. We need to get rid of this guy. Well, she's a neighbor of mine. You think, Lou, I should go over there, have a cup of coffee with her, me and Nancy? That's just a little snippet. To hear the entire interview, we have the exclusive interview with the woman that Eric Adams accused of being a plantation owner, a slave owner. Jeannie Dubnow, Upper West Side, 84, white and Jewish, Holocaust survivor. To hear the entire interview, go to WABCRadio.com. Again, to hear the entire interview, go to WABCRadio.com.